What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Billam-Smith versus Isaac Chamberlain, and this was a 12-rounder in the cruiserweight division, and this fight was Saturday, July 30th, from the Bournemouth International Centre in Bournemouth, England, and this fight was broadcasted on Sky Sports, and in this fight, Billam-Smith was able to get a unanimous decision victory over Isaac Chamberlain. So I personally scored this bout 116 to 112 in favor of Billam-Smith. All three judges scored this bout 117 to 111 in favor of Billam-Smith. And I could definitely see that scorecard. So this fight was pretty clear in favor of Billam-Smith, but it was a very, very good, excellent, action-packed fight. So just to break it down, the first half of the fight was really edged in favor of Billam-Smith. That's what I thought personally. After the first 5 rounds, I had it 49-46 in favor of Billam-Smith. I gave Isaac Chamberlain round 2. It was a very, very close round. Could have went either way, but I just edged Chamberlain. But yeah, after the first 6 rounds, I had it 58-56 for Billam-Smith. After 5, obviously 49-46. But in rounds 1, 3, and 4, and 5, I just thought that Billam-Smith sort of just outworked Chamberlain, and he was starting to look tired from round 6 through round 6 to round 8. He looked pretty tired, if I'm going to be 100% honest. And even round 5, that was a very, very close round as well. Could have went either way, but I just edged it once again to Billam-Smith. But then Billam-Smith started to look very tired, as I mentioned before, in some of those middle rounds. And Chamberlain started to capitalize and won some of those rounds and won 2 of them on my scorecard. But then in the later rounds, like from I think it was round 8 to round 12, those sort of last couple rounds of the fight, Billam-Smith, pulled energy out of nowhere, and all of a sudden was just really just out dogging Chamberlain. He was just, both of them were very tired, but he was just throwing big punches, whatever he can. He was losing all the energy that he could have in those last couple of rounds. He lost all his energy in those rounds. He was almost dead tired in the last 10 seconds of the fight. He really mustered up all the energy that he had in those last 4 rounds and used it all. Really, he was throwing so many punches. He was just outworking Chamberlain in those last 4. But except for round 12, that was the only other round out of those last couple since round 8 that I gave to Chamberlain. Chamberlain was really getting hit in that 12th round. He was getting hit a lot on the ropes. But then in the last 15 seconds, they were just trading back and forth like a Rocky movie. And it was a pretty nice sight to see. That was an excellent fight. But Chamberlain was able to really hit Billam-Smith with some nice clean shots on the ropes and in the corner. And Billam-Smith sort of kept his hands down a bit in some of those exchanges and was getting hit hard. And as I mentioned before, he sort of looked very tired in those last 15 to 5 seconds of the fight, and he was almost like slumped over in the ropes, and it looked like he was really hurt, but I think it was just pure exhaustion when he was throwing those punches with Chamberlain. But it was a very, very good fight, very good matchup between these two guys. Comment down below if you watched this fight and how you scored it. And this goes into the question, what is next for Billam-Smith? He's coming off some very solid victories. His only loss was to Richard Riakporhe, and maybe he could get a rematch in his next fight with Riakporhe. Riakporhe is a very good fighter, undefeated. They're both around the same ranking on BoxRec. And their first fight, I think, was a split decision. If I'm correct, I think it was a very close split decision. Maybe Billam-Smith went down, and I'm pretty sure. But it was a very interesting fight. But, I wouldn't mind seeing a rematch because now with Shane McGuigan, Billam-Smith, he's just been developing every single fight. Or with his trainer, he's obviously just been developing every single fight, getting better. He is one of the best trainers in England. So, he's really just developing every single fight, getting better. It's really showing. But, in this next fight, I really would like to see him face someone inside the top 15 as well in the cruiserweight division. And, Chamberlain's also an opponent who's inside the top 15. Billam-Smith should be facing someone inside that ranking spot from 15 all the way up to 1 maybe. Who knows? But anyone inside the top 15 would be a good fight and would be a fight that makes sense for Billam-Smith in his next fight. But as for Isaac Chamberlain, losing here for, I believe, the second time of his career, his first ever loss was to Lawrence Okolie, now losing to Billam-Smith by unanimous decision. I think that in his next fight, he'll take on maybe a lower level cruiserweight guy on like a Sky Sports undercard before maybe stepping it up again, taking on maybe someone inside the top 25, top 20 in the cruiserweight division. So overall, Chris Billam-Smith outworks Isaac Chamberlain to get a clear unanimous decision victory. I scored the bout 116 to 112, and all three judges scored this bout 117 to 111. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.